Good morning. Today we are going to talk about fennel. And fennel is an interesting oil that's got lots of benefits. I think all of you on here know that I hate, kind of capitalized and underlined, I hate black licorice. Wayland loves black licorice. I hate the smell. I hate the taste and the smell of black licorice. But fennel is a very worthwhile oil. It is growing on me. Well, I should say Digestive is growing on me, and Digestive has fennel in it. And so it's a good one to know about because it does a lot of things that you wouldn't necessarily expect. So fennel is an evergreen perennial native to the Mediterranean and is now typically grown in herb and vegetable gardens. It's known for its licorice flavor and aroma. Fennel produces flowers, fragrant leaves, and most importantly, fennel seeds. The flowers, I think, are really pretty, and you get a whole, field of those, and it looks really pretty. The seeds are really interesting looking to me. And the oil is extracted from the seeds. Due to its potent aroma and distinct flavor of fennel, it's been used for years in the culinary world to add spice and savor to the variety of dishes. Fennel is also comprised of chemical components called ketones, which contribute to the calming properties of fennel oil, as well as the oil's ability to promote healthy respiratory function and healthy digestion when taken internally. doTERRA sources theirs from Egypt. So emotionally, fennel is the oil of responsibility. Fennel supports the individual who has a weakened sense of self. The individual may feel defeated by life's responsibilities, having little or no desire to improve their situation, or having little belief that they can improve their situation. It encourages the soul to take full ownership and responsibility for its choices. Fennel encourages individuals to live in integrity with themselves despite the judgments of others. Through the attunement with the body's actual needs, fennel curbs craving for experiences that dull the senses. This oil then supports the individual in hearing the body's signals of hunger, thirst, satiation, or exhaustion. Fennel is also supportive in regaining one's appetite for nourishment, food, and life itself. So it's not just regaining your eating appetite, it's your appetite for life, for experiences, for a lot of those things. So if you want to feel less, lack of desire, unwilling to take responsibility, shameful, weak sense of self, and numb to the body signals, then use fennel. If you want to feel more responsible, in tune with your body, and satiated, then use fennel. It was really interesting to me, and I actually looked at a couple of different places, that this is one of the few times that there's a lot more negative emotions that it helps with than there are positive. But all of these negative emotions, I think all of you would agree, it's really worthwhile getting rid of those, because who wants to feel shameful? So it really is, it's an oil that, like most of them, and I think I'm a broken record to a certain extent on this, but like most of the oils, there's so much more to the oils and so many more ways to use them than what we typically think of. So its top properties are, it is antispasmodic, it's an emmenagogue, which means it will increase your menstrual flow, a galactagogue, which promotes lactation, diuretic, mucolytic, which helps you get rid of mucus, supportive of your digestive system. It's an anti-inflammatory, anti-parasitic, antiseptic, antitoxic, and expectorant. And it is also antimicrobial. And I didn't get that on this screen. So some of the primary benefits are, it it supports healing of wounds. It has certain compounds that help protect wounds from becoming infected. And in addition to helping avoid infection, it can also speed up and be supportive of your wounds healing faster. So that's something to keep in mind if you've cut yourself in the garden, or if you cut your leg with the weed whacker, which I hope you don't. That came to mind just because Wayland is outside with our weed whacker right now. And I have known people who have whacked their leg instead of the weeds, or in addition to the weeds. So just, I mean, we all have stuff. The other day, instead of getting a paper cut, I got a cardboard cut. Those hurt. So it's something to keep in mind. It reduces and prevents spasms in the gut. It may have a relaxing effect on your body, including the muscles in the intestinal region. It can really make a difference if enduring a spasmodic attack, giving you quick relief from muscle spasms in the gut. Fennel seed in some different studies has been shown to reduce intestinal spasms and increase the movement of cells in the small intestines of infants, in particularly through studies of infants who have colic. So that's something to remember. If with grandchildren, nieces and nephews, if you're using it on an infant, dilute it. You want to really dilute anything you use with an infant. It contains antioxidants, and it has antimicrobial characteristics. There are 23 compounds in Fennel Essential oil with impressive amounts of total phenolic and bioflavonoid contents. And what that means is fennel oil fights free radical damage and provides antimicrobial activity against some strains of bacteria and pathogenic fungi. Some of these characteristics and some of these benefits become tongue twisters when you're talking about them. So if you suffer from gas or constipation, it can help to clear the bowels, relieve constipation, and get rid of gas and bloating, providing much needed relief. And this is part of what it does as part of digestive, because that description right there is a great description of digestive. Fennel is a volatile oil, which means it evaporates rapidly, passing off readily in the form of vapor, and therefore possibly providing relief sooner than later. This process is part of what helps with digestion and IBS symptoms. You can simply rub 2 drops of fennel oil combined with the carrier oil onto your tummy for quick relief. It also, as a person with lots of experience with this particular benefit here, you can put it on the bottom of your feet, and it also works really quickly. It can support weight loss because it boosts your metabolism while suppressing your appetite. It also has the ability to help minimize fat deposits in the bloodstream by using stored energy sources. Eating a balanced diet is the best approach for any weight loss. Therefore, it is recommended to add small amounts of fennel into your diet with other foods and in teas. So some of the top uses are: you can rub fennel oil on your stomach or the bottom of your feet for digestive relief. If you use a carrier oil, it will help it from evaporating too quickly. Put the fennel on first and then the fractionated coconut oil afterwards. You can put a drop of fennel oil on your toothbrush when brushing to help fight sweet tooth cravings and provide antimicrobial benefits for the gums. Add 1 to 2 drops in a glass of warm water or chamomile tea for an upset stomach. For relaxation, combine 1 drop of fennel oil with 1 to 2 drops of lavender and a carrier oil and rub on your neck, chest, and cup your hands over your mouth while taking slow, deep breaths. So you can breathe in through your mouth instead of just through your nose. Um, if you have an upset stomach, diarrhea, or any digestive issues, you can try adding 1 to 2 drops of fennel to a cup of peppermint tea and slowly sip. It can help relieve digestive problems quickly. You can combine it with a drop of wild orange and put them in 8 ounces of water for a great way to hydrate and possibly stave off hunger. If you're feeling sluggish or bloated, take fennel internally because it helps with get your metabolism, your liver function, and your circulation going. When taken internally, it helps support the health of lungs and your respiratory tract. You can put it in water or tea like I've suggested, or you can put 1 or 2 drops in a veggie capsule. Fennel goes great with dips and salads when you want to add a sharp, flavorful element to your dish. Listen closely on this. Add a toothpick's amount. So just stick a toothpick through the orifice reducer and then swirl it in whatever you're doing. Start out, you can't take it out, but you can always add new ones in. Add a toothpick's amount to white bean dips and cucumber salads for digestive benefits and savory flavor. Remember, when using essential oils for cooking, start small. Even a toothpick's amount can add a lot of flavor to your dish. So start with the bare minimum and add more as you go. And I think you can add it in, but give it a minute to kind of absorb in and then taste it to see if it's too much. Because if you stir it in and this just immediately, you might not, it might not have released all of its power and its flavor. And so you might want to, do that slowly versus quickly. It can add a savory, strong flavor to a variety of unique dishes. You can add a toothpick's amount to a homemade sausage or soup or an authentic, I don't know whether you say it anise or anise, but whatever that is, it can help add that kind of flavor. If you need an extra push to get things done, diffusing fennel can help give you the sense of focus needed to be productive. If you have a problem with fluid retention, combine with grapefruit and massage over the affected areas or take in a capsule. Okay, so with fennel, usually with precautions, then it's the usual same things. Fennel, there are more precautions, so listen carefully. There is the possible skin sensitive. There are all the normal ones. If you're pregnant or nursing, consult with a physician. Avoid applying to sensitive areas. But the organic element known as trans-anatole boosts the production of estrogen hormone. So this may be harmful for pregnant women and women with breast cancer, uterine cancer, or tumors. If too much is consumed, it may cause convulsions, hallucinations, or mental imbalance. So be super careful. It was a maybe harmful, so be aware, be careful, be cautious, and choose whether you feel like that's the wise thing for you to do or not, if you are any of those categories. Use caution when you're using it with children under 5, and for sure dilute it. And anyone suffering from epilepsy should avoid using fennel essential oil, and fennel feeds endometriosis, so it may worsen it. So those are some interesting precautions. One of the things I love about doTERRA is they are really good about warning us and telling us, okay, this is safe across the board. This you have to dilute. This, be cautious. Don't use this if you've got epilepsy. So they're really good about that. I will send you the Laura Jacobs wonderful handout. Let's go on to, with fennel, it is the free oil of the month for June. That's what month we're in. So if you place a 125-point LRP order by the 15th, you'll get a free fennel. Rose is a fabulous oil. It is 10% off all month. The Rose Touch is 10% off all month. It comes in a 5 ml bottle. That is currently unavailable. So Rose is known as the Queen of Flowers. It requires approximately 12,000 rose blossoms, not rose petals, rose blossoms to make one 5 ml bottle of the essential oil. And the essential oil is steam distilled from the flowers. And they have, there's an area in Bulgaria that have these huge rose fields. And we have a distillery. I'll think of the name of it in a minute. But anyway, there's a distillery right by all these rose fields where they distill a lot of things. I think that's where they distill the frankincense from Somalia, and that they do the rose. In this particular area, the roses have been grown for decades, if not centuries. But they are so aware of how, not gentle, but how frail, maybe is the word, a rose is. Motorized vehicles are not allowed in that area. And so they are really working to keep it. And that's not just doTERRA, that's what's been the policy for I don't know how long time, that they don't allow motorized vehicles. So you don't find a tractor riding through these rose fields picking the blossoms. So Rose is a wonderful oil. It is the, oh, I should change that. This is a slide from one of the first ones that I did almost 2 years ago. So Rose is the oil of divine love. So emotionally, rose oil holds a higher vibration than any other oil on the planet. It's a powerful healer of the heart. Rose invites individuals to experience the unwavering, unchanging, unconditional love of the divine. It restores individuals to authenticity, wholeness, and purity. Rose embodies divine love and teaches individuals how to contact this love through prayer, meditation, and opening the heart to receive. So if you just feel like your higher power has just totally forgotten you and doesn't care about you, you should start using Rose. If you have constricted feelings, a closed or broken heart, lack of compassion, or feel like you've been wounded, wounded by people, by politics, by the news, any number of things, Rose is a great oil to use. If you want to feel loved, compassionate, feel healing, tender-hearted, accepted, empathy, and receiving love from your higher power, then Rose is a great oil to use. So rose oil, some of the things that it does is rose oil improves depression. Have you ever noticed a person in a flower store or in the grocery store, if they're walking past the flowers and they stop and smell the roses, have you ever seen any of them that have not smiled? Almost always you can smell a rose and it's just an automatic thing. You smile. And that is just a little symbol of how uplifting and incredible that it is. They have done some studies and it was discovered that women experienced a significant decrease in postnatal depression scores after inhaling rose aromatically. They also reported a marked improvement in general anxiety disorder. So put some drops of rose and drops of lavender in a diffuser by your bed if you want to help with the depression, or since it's the roller, the touch, and that's what I use the most, because the bottle is, I think the bottle, the 5 ml bottle wholesale is about $250. So, but if it takes 12,000 rose blossoms, then I can understand that. And they do have it so that when it's back available, you can save up your points and you can get the 5 ml rose with points. So that is a really good thing. But just putting rose on will, and rub some on your hand and then cup it over your nose and take some deep breaths, and it will help you with the depression. Rose oil for skin health. It is great to add to your DIY lotions and creams. It will help balance moisture levels in the skin. And it reduces the appearance of skin imperfections. You can also just use the touch and just rub some on your face and then massage it in and then put your moisturizer over it. I think, and you may have to remind me, a lady named Tiffany Peterson, she's a personal coach. She has, and now I can't remember what she calls it. Anyway, she's got this recipe that she puts on her face every day for the raising the vibrations, but also for the benefit of her skin. That is a really good recipe, and I will try really hard to remember to send that recipe out with the things that I sent you today. Okay, it can help you remove skin blemishes. So try dabbing 1 drop of oil on your on your blemishes 3 times a day. It also is great for libido and hormone health because it acts as an anti-anxiety agent. Rose essential oil can greatly help men with sexual dysfunction related to performance anxiety and stress. It has also been reported that it can help balance sex hormones, which can contribute to an increased sex drive. It also helps keep the immune system strong. It is a really powerful oil. I'm going to start talking really fast because we're going to get cut off in just over a minute. It is really good. Sometimes there is a pathogen that is very resistant to antibiotics of any kind. You can put rose on that, and it is extremely effective in encouraging that to disappear out of your life. It's great for wrinkles. It's found in Immortelle, Whisper, Align, and Stronger. It promotes healthy brain activity for children. Okay, so really consider getting rose. 10% off is great. It's the Rose Touch this month. The properties: antidepressant, aphrodisiac, antispasmodic, emmenagogue, sedative, and tonic.